You've almost certainly seen the pictures or the video by the time you see this video. However, are they legit? Is it true that a Tesla Model 3 just spontaneously burst into flames and destroyed itself, proving once again that Teslas are rubbish and bad quality? Is that actually a fact? I'm sure you're going to hear that very soon, but there's a lot more to this story. Hello, my friends. Welcome to the channel. Great to see you. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for supporting our GoFundMe campaign. Really appreciate everyone doing that for us. It's been amazing. Shanna's still here doing cancer treatments here in Thailand, and it's going really well. The tumor markers have come down. So thank you so much for helping with that. Now, obviously, we're a fair way away from it being gone, but that's the goal, to get to that point, and you guys have made that possible. Thank you so much. If you're wondering what I'm talking about, I'll put a link to our GoFundMe page in the description. The Tesla Model 3. I've heard people, in fact, at Fully Charged Live, only a few days ago, I had some of the journalists and people say to me, Tesla Model Y, Model 3 quality is really low. Even cars from China, from Shanghai, people who own Teslas, someone who has a Tesla YouTube channel told me that. I was a bit surprised by that. The Teslas that I've been in from China looked really good. I thought they looked better than the previous cars that I'd owned, which were, one of them was a BMW. But these things are subjective. Sometimes when you own a car, you're a bit harsher on it than you are otherwise. And that's pretty normal, I'd say. However, the media, they're going to have a field day with this story. This is a great video for them to have, to show everyone that electric cars do just kill themselves, just spontaneously burst into flames. It's true, we told you so. We told you Teslas were dangerous. Yeah. Well, this Tesla probably shouldn't have been on the road, period. I mean, technically, if what happened to this car happens to a gasoline or a diesel or a petrol powered car, right? It's a write-off. It's technically considered a write-off. You shouldn't be driving the thing. So yeah, there's more to this story than you're going to hear from the media. They're probably going to ignore that fact just to make it sound a bit sensational. So here's the story, and here's what actually happened. A Tesla owner picked their car up from a body shop where it was being repaired, and then he got a car that burst into flames. Now that part of the story is true, but that's probably all you're going to hear. Now, 10 minutes after leaving the shop, the owner of the Model 3, whose name was Mr. Ali Hassan, who was from Texas, reported that his Model 3 started smoking. It does seem odd that it happened 10 minutes after he drove it away from seeing a body shop. Anyhow, the car was reduced to a burned out shell, and not very long after. It happened very quickly. Now, it happens very quickly in gasoline-powered cars. I've seen it. It's happened to one car that I was in. I started smoking from the boot, no idea why, and not long after, we jumped out of the car pretty quickly. I was in the back seat. Not long after, the thing was up in flames. The Model 3 has had an interesting life, though. Now, in 2021, the car was actually involved in some serious accident damage. It was in a crash where it had to be repaired. It's lost its front bumper. In addition to that crash as well, that was in another crash. It sustained underbody damage in deep water. Back in August of 2022, there was a flood. The owner left it in a flood-prone area. It went for a swim, and that wasn't long. What was that? 6 months ago. And then since then, they just happened to be back in the body shop for more body shop panel repairs. It sounds like this thing has actually been in 3 accidents and in a flood. Yeah, whoever drives this car, maybe shouldn't have a license. I mean, how often does this happen? How many people do you know where they're involved in this much carnage in an EV that's only a couple of years? This is a 2021 model. How many things can happen to a car in less than 2 years? This is bizarre. I'm struggling to understand how this can happen to one vehicle. Now, here's what the owner actually said. To my eye, everything looked just fine. While I was driving down the highway, I noticed smoke coming from the right passenger seat, and it kept getting worse as I drove it half a mile to get it off the highway. Now, I remember when I drove my gasoline-powered car out of having a service, this is about maybe 5 or 6 years ago. I drove it away from the mechanic's shop after having a service to get an oil change. The car had done, I think, about 60,000 miles. A little bit less than that, actually, about 58,000 miles. So around about 100,000 kilometers it had traveled and had been serviced regularly, like regularly on the dot, on time, always. Drove it away from the mechanics, straight away, bang, turbo blows. The mechanic absolved himself of responsibility, but I'm talking it happened within 50 meters of the mechanic. And it was just out of warranty, the car. BMW wasn't interested. To be fair, it was a year out of warranty. But yeah, that's what happened. Now, in this situation, would it be fair to blame the body shop, considering the car burst into flames 10 minutes after leaving the body shop? Well, I don't know, because this thing's been involved in numerous accidents, but there's clearly a correlation, and even the owner admits that there was. He said, as far as I know so far, nothing apart from they replaced sensors and bumper and the cover under the car. He said there were sensors as well that they changed, which now that I see it go to the passenger side, and there was also a cover that goes under the front that they replaced as well. I'm not pointing my fingers whatsoever. I'm just saying a theory because it's my only explanation. It's his only explanation after this car has been involved in numerous incidents and going for a swim, being immersed completely in water. Now, of course, there may be an issue with the battery, but even if that's the case, I'm not really sure you can blame Tesla. If you drove your Model 3 through a lake and came away and said, oh, there's a problem with the battery, it's the manufacturer's fault. Yeah, I think maybe that would be wrong. So yeah, sure, it probably was the battery. Maybe there's a correlation with this body shop. Maybe there's a correlation with multiple accidents. Maybe there's a correlation with the fact that it's swimming in a lake, but I'm sure you won't hear any of that from the mainstream media because that isn't all that interesting. What's interesting here is another electric car and a Tesla set itself on fire and burned itself to the ground within only a few minutes. Maybe you can share this video with these guys. Thank you for watching. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. As always, my friends, have a great day. Bye-bye.